Hey everyone, first off, I want to express my gratitude for all of your comments and messages. It truly meant the world to me after accomplishing such a monumental task. I mean, to most of you, I'm just a regular guy on YouTube who could easily be another trading guru or something like that. But here's the truth. I'm the anti-trading guru and just a guy on YouTube who also happens to be a really good trader. You know what sets me apart? I back up my words with real results. Just last month, I exposed Roy Dunya, the founder of FX Summit, for stealing my FTMO certificates and even photoshopping his name onto them. It was a complete shit show on X. Oh, and did I mention that the very same week, FTMO announced me as their all-time record holder? Yeah, that happened. I've been listed on the FTMO leaderboard 120 times, and it's not like I'm trading on FTMO for several years. In fact, I only started my FTMO journey in June 2022. That's a year and a half ago, and I'm already their all-time record holder. But let's make one thing clear. This industry is overflowing with so-called gurus and scammers. So please, when I say I was announced by FTMO, go to their official Instagram, find the post and verify it. Scan the QR code if someone claims it's their payout, and it should take you to the FTMO domain or app with their name on it. You can't fake that stuff. It's the only way to separate the real traders from the guru traders.
Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But after it runs, you and I both know it won't much matter.
I'm not going to be bullied by an ambulance chaser no matter how nice the suit.
Let's be real here. Who wants to waste their time listening to an ambulance chaser when you can hear from the true winners? These are the people who are revolutionizing the trading industry, going head to head with banks and institutions, all while being retail traders just like solo wolves. And guess what? I happen to be one of them. So, no need to waste any more time, alright? Are you ready to dive into this topic with me? I absolutely love discussing trading, and I'm more than happy to spill all my secrets in a 12-hour video. Just kidding. But don't worry, I condensed all that valuable information into a quick and snappy 12-minute video for you.
Prologue.
In today's video, I'm going to uncover my umbrella strategy in trading. It's a method that I've been perfecting over the past 10 years, and it has brought me incredible results. I'm talking about a sick house in Dubai, beach villa in Koh Samui, work in progress, being the #1 trader on the FTMO leaderboard, and over $1 million in payouts, $4 million in funding, and most importantly, 3,600 worry-free nights of sleep. Sorry, enough bragging, but I learned that's how YouTube traders do it to gain credibility. Now, let's break down this method into its 4 key components, or as I like to call them, sub-strategies. Number 1, fundamentals. Number 2, technicals. Number 3, futures, all asset classes. Number 4, CFD execution. Together, they make up the foundation of this method and ultimately allow me to predict any market in advance with low risk, high reward, and most importantly, with high probability.
The recipe.
You see, success in trading is not some mystical voodoo. It's all about following a proven recipe, just like cooking your favorite dish. Once you master the recipe, it becomes second nature. Think about it this way. If someone praises your delicious dish, you don't say it's magic or something supernatural. You simply followed a tried and true recipe that has worked for others before you. The same principle applies to trading. It all comes down to using the right recipe, the right strategy. So, what's that recipe? Well, just like a lip-smacking dish, a solid trading strategy comprises of multiple ingredients. These ingredients are our sub-strategies, which when combined in the right way at the right time, form our overall trading strategy. Let's kick things off with technical analysis, as it's the most commonly discussed aspect in trading materials. You'll be surprised to know that about 80% of the publicly available trading content focuses solely on technicals. Hardly anyone talks about the other 3 sub-strategies, with maybe a bit more emphasis on fundamentals.
Technicals.
Technicals. One popular example is supply and demand, which falls under technical analysis because it's based on price and chart patterns. Now, keep in mind that technical analysis can also involve conventional indicators like RSI, Bollinger Bands, or moving averages. But those methods are all lacking. Why? Because they are derived from price. Price has to move first for the indicators to move as well. So metaphorically speaking, you're always late to the party. I'm not saying they're completely wrong though. Every strategy works sometimes. But can you be really consistent with it? Month over month over month? I leave that answer to you. However, there are much better ways to analyze price these days, and the most accurate one is supply and demand, period. Now, here's something interesting. Many technical analysts claim that the chart and price alone have all the information you need for trading. I strongly disagree. In my opinion, technical analysis should be mainly used for finding good entry points, stop levels, and target prices. That's why it's stage 2 of my umbrella strategy. If you focus on supply and demand for these tasks, it will greatly increase the chances of consistent success and maximize your returns. Oh, and one important reminder. Being able to time the markets doesn't mean you can predict them. These are two separate worlds altogether. If you want to predict price movements, you need to understand what actually drives price. And no, the answer is not price itself. It's the fundamentals that drive price. And that's where the next sub-strategy comes into play. Or rather, the previous one, because fundamentals always come before technicals.
Fundamentals.
Fundamentals. What do I mean by that? Well, they are more predictive tools than technical analysis, and these tools are found when we look at the fundamental condition of the markets we trade. At Online Trading Campus, we have developed proprietary and well-seasoned fundamental forecasting tools that have a very robust track record of predicting the future. Fundamentals will help us in determining whether we can expect a substantial move or not. And this is where the Campus Hybrid AI will come into play.
It's an AI game.
And you know what's really weird? With all my track record and verifications, when I talk about hybrid AI, people start getting all skeptical. Why? Why would I continue calculating volume like it's 1977 when I can have a powerful server, look at thousands and hundreds of thousands of relevant financial data points, then filter those data points through sophisticated calculations, backtests and logic. And based on those calculations, it will spit out future trade opportunities. And it's hybrid because I fly it myself. Just like a pilot who takes off manually, puts the airplane on autopilot for most of the flight, which does an amazing job calculating thousands of logical processes per second under minimum supervision from the pilot. And then he disconnects it to land it manually. So how come we trust that hybrid AI system with our lives each time we step onto a plane, but we are too skeptical to use the same tool in trading? Well, obviously I didn't like that, so I started developing my own AI tools, and they're available now to all of my campus students. And to me, really, they are the ground jewels of my assets, not the $4 million in funding or the $1 million in payouts. Okay. Let me tell you really quickly why these are some of the most accurate forecasting tools out there. And essentially, they give me and my students the same edge we would get if we were trading for a major bank or a hedge fund. Smart Money Index. This very tool will allow you to follow the institutional powerhouses of the markets we trade. The big guys, the smart money. We want to buy when they are buying, and we want to sell when they are selling. Campus Algo Forecast. Using this tool, we can consistently project the most up-to-date projections of the next major rally or decline in the future. It is a powerful tool because it gives you a glimpse of future. Campus Valuation. Think of it as one of those tools which look up the best deal for you in every marketplace. We all want value for money, but what is value? And how can we get a sense of value for all markets alike? For example, I believe that interest rates have an extreme influence on the price of stocks. Therefore, I want to compare the price of equity indices like Nasdaq, Dow and S&P 500 on a ratio to interest rates. And this would give us indication of whether the US stock market is priced relatively low compared to interest rates, undervalued, or if the stock market is priced relatively high compared to interest rates, overvalued. In a nutshell, technicals are powerful for market timing. Fundamentals lack market timing, but they are much more predictive of when major market moves may take place in the future. Fundamentals drive price, and both of them complete each other. So why don't we combine the best of both worlds into this third sub-strategy?
Futures, all asset classes.
This means I apply all my fundamental and technical analysis on the underlying asset, which is the futures. That's the real financial asset. The CFD is just the derivative derived from your broker to make it available to you. And I sometimes see big discrepancies between the price of the underlying asset, the futures, and the CFD. And that's a problem for the CFD trader who doesn't know about futures. But that's a topic for another video. As far as what markets to trade, there are certainly many to trade all around the world. And this list is a very small list compared to what's out there to trade. You can virtually trade any market as futures. Listed here are the most liquid markets, which are the markets we trade and focus on because this will allow us to get in and out of whenever we need to. We have 5 categories. The equity indices like S&P 500, Nasdaq, Dow Jones, German DAX or the Nikkei. Interest rates like treasury notes and bonds. We can trade energies and metals like crude oil, natural gas, gold, silver or copper, currencies like the euro, British pound or the US dollar index. Also agriculture like corn, coffee or sugar. Why am I interested in these markets? Well, this allows me to be truly 100% diversified in the marketplace. These are true non-correlated instruments. This means I can trade markets that move completely independent from each other. Futures are the only asset in the world where you can be truly diversified. You can have a position in corn, S&P 500 and copper, and they don't have any correlation with each other. Who do you think has the edge here? The retail trader who just trades some currency pairs, or the professionals who are trading all assets, precious metals, equity indices, stocks, energies, bonds, agricultural products, and currencies? I think it goes without saying, right? And finally, we reach the final stage.
CFD Execution.
And you probably guessed why. I'm a prop trader. I can trade every single market that I already analyzed in the 3 previous stages in its CFD form, which are available in almost every prop firm out there. As we talked before, CFDs are financial instruments that are derived from an underlying asset. And in this case, what is the underlying asset? Yes, the futures, stage 3. CFD execution completes the cycle because at the end of the day I want to maximize my profits and leverage my positions, and the best way to do this is to get funded and trade CFDs. And here it is. After less than 3 months applying this strategy on my FTMO account, I started appearing on the leaderboard. A couple of months later, I was the #1 trader on FTMO's global leaderboard for 3 consecutive months. And I kept on appearing on that leaderboard more than any other trader until I became the all-time record holder. This is a great title, which I intend on keeping for a while. My method is rock solid, and I fully intend on being one of the most consistent traders in history using this and only this strategy. And I was happy to share it with you guys because I know this market is big enough for all of us to be profitable. Your likes and comments always make my day. Happy and safe trading.